H2K Infosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2K Infosys supports 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus. One-time pay, lifetime access to live classes and videos. H2K Infosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For free demo class, visit h2kinfosys.com.
Hello, hi everyone. Participants, welcome back. This is our third day of the software testing workshop. Let me give you a quick recap on what we did in the previous classes. In the first day, we had a look at the basics, the software engineering and testing basics, and also why the QA is important, who can make their career in this IT field as a QA. We discussed regarding the job opportunities. And in the second day, we looked into the manual testing. We focused more on the documentation part and also the testing steps. Now, this is the third day of your software testing course, and here we will focus mainly on the testing types and the testing tools. Now, participants, as you know, every software that is developed, it should undergo the testing process before we release the software to the client. And I had also given the definition of the testing. Testing is all about identifying the defects in the software and also verify the requirements of the client. So this is how the testing is defined. Now I'll give you a broad classification on testing. There are different levels in which the testing can be conducted. And also we'll have a look at some different types of testing that are to be performed. And finally, the different testing tools that are used for the testing purpose. Now the testing can be broadly classified into the static testing and dynamic testing. The dynamic testing is further classified as white box testing and black box testing. The white box testing, it is further classified into the unit testing or component testing and integration testing. Then the black box is further classified into system testing and user acceptance testing. The UAT is further classified as alpha testing and beta testing. Now the static testing means it is the review of all the project documents. In the dynamic testing, we run the software, means we execute the software and we identify the defects. White box testing means we are testing particularly the programs. Black box testing means we don't get into the programming aspects and then we test the actual software, the software behavior. Unit testing is done by the developers wherein each and every programs are tested independently. Integration testing means testing is done on the different interfaces between the program files. This also is done by the developers because here the programs are involved. System testing is done by the QA. UAT is done by the real users. If the real users come to the IT company to do the testing, we call it as alpha testing. If the testing is done in the real environment, we call it as beta testing. Now, this entire QA course is all about the system testing. And the role of the QA? At each and every step of the software development, you're reviewing the documents. So this is done by the software tester, that is QA. System testing is done by the QA. And while the UAT is being done, you can assist the users to do the UAT. And also, in some of the projects in the white box testing, you may have to assist the developers for testing the software. So this is a broad classification of testing. Now we'll focus on the system testing. There are different types of system testing that we can have a look at. The types of system testing which are to be done by the QA. So first of all, we have to test each and every functionality. For example, let's consider the Wells Fargo internet banking application. There are so many different functionalities here. Each and every functionality has to be tested in depth and in detail. For example, enroll is a functionality, search is a functionality. Under the personal, we have the banking, online banking, bill payment, transfers, and so on. The loans and credit, insurance, sign in, sign up, change the password, check for the mortgage rates. All these are called as functionalities. Now, each and every functionality has to be tested in detail and we call it as functional testing. So functional testing means each functionality is tested in detail and depth with the different steps and the different combinations of the data. For example, let's consider the Yahoo application. There are so many different functionalities over here. For example, search is a functionality, email is a functionality, the news, the finance. There are so many different functionalities over here. If you consider the search functionality, enter the search keyword, click on the go button, then the page is getting displayed. But in case participants, even after clicking on the go button, the page is not getting displayed, it means that this is a defect. In the email, you start with the login functionality. You enter the username password, but you are unable to log in into the account. The news and finance links and buttons are not working as per expectation. So participants, due to this kind of defects in the software, at the initial steps, testing is getting interrupted here. We are unable to proceed with the testing because do you see? there are defects in the initial steps. And that is why before the functional testing, we conduct initial level testing and we call it as smoke testing. In the smoke testing, we are testing all the initial steps to make sure that the software is ready for the functional testing. For example, you can check whether the login is working properly. You can check whether the links and buttons are active, whether the pages are getting loaded properly. So you test all the initial steps over here so that the testing is not getting interrupted while you do the functional testing in detail. And then you identify the defects in the software. As a QA, you need not fix the defects. You just have to report these defects to the developer. Now the developer will fix the defects and they will come up with a new version of the software. Once the new version is available, we conduct another level of initial testing and we call it as sanity testing. And here we test the initial steps again, but not for all the functionalities. Only for the functionalities in which the defects are fixed. Then we have the retesting. In the retesting, we make sure that all the defects are fixed properly by the developer. Whatever defects we have identified, these defects will have to be fixed by the developer. Then, after this, we have another type of testing which is called as regression testing. In the regression testing, we check if there are any new defects introduced into the software due to the changes that we make to the software or its environment. Now, these are the different types of testing under the system testing. We start with the smoke testing, then the functional testing, then we identify the defects, report to the developer, get the defects fixed, come up with a new version of the software, then again test the sanity testing, that is initial level testing, and check whether all the defects are fixed properly. Then we also check if there are any new defects introduced into the software. So these are the different types of system testing that are to be followed in the same sequence that is mentioned here. Now all these testing types, either they can be done manually or they can be done automatically using the software. So the different types of testing that I mentioned, they can be done in two ways. Either manually or automatically using the software. So automation in the sense, participants, we follow the same steps of the software testing that we mentioned previously in the testing life cycle. But even though it is an automation testing, all the steps cannot be automated. There cannot be a software which can automatically go and gather the requirements for you. There cannot be a software which can write the test cases for you. But when we talk about the automation, it's only the test execution process that is getting automated. The steps are executed automatically to get the results. And here in our QA course, we are going to learn a tool which is called as UFT. This is a new version of the tool that is QTP. So once you enroll in our detailed QA course, we will show you how the automation testing can be done using the tool which is called as UFT. Now let's have a look at the other tools, participants. Now this was a QA course syllabus that I had mentioned to you. There are different categories of tools actually which can be used for the different purposes. For example, in order to test the functionalities of the software, we have the automation testing tools available. In order to test the performance of the software, we have the performance testing tools available. If you want to test the web services, we have the web services tool available. If you want to test the database, again there is another tool available. Data warehouse, there is a tool available. So for each and every different type of testing that you want to do, or in other words, in order to test the different features of the software, we have the different types of testing tools available. Even in order to support our testing activities, means to store the documents and then to manage them, we have the test management tools available. And there are so many different organizations that are providing the testing tools, and in your IT company, based on your requirement, you can choose the type of tool that you want from the different organization. So I will show you some of the examples over here, participants, the different types of testing tools that are available. There is one question here from Vidya. Can you show the page testing detail? This page you wanted? Sorry, the previous one. This page, Vidya? Yes, you can have a look at it. Is it okay? Fine. Now, participants, in our syllabus of the QA course, we have different types of testing tools that will be discussed, and all these tools will be installed on your computer for your practice. We have a technical support team who will install the software for your practice once you enroll in our QA course. So we have the first tool over here, which is called as Quality Center. Now the Quality Center is a test management tool which is used to manage all the testing activities. It's a test management tool. Now in the previous class, participants, I showed you how to create the test documents, but then there are certain issues that are related with it. Let's have a look at it. For example, you know how to create the test documents now, but the question is, how do you store these documents in the real-time project? And also, the documents that are created by you will have to be shared among the different members of the IT project team. So how do you store the documents and how do you share the documents in the project? Then the communication. You need to communicate with the other members of the testing team and also the developers, because you'll have to report the defects to the developer, and once the defects are fixed, you may have to do the retesting. You may have to interact with the developer to discuss on the defects that they are unable to reproduce. So there is a kind of communication that is happening in the project. Then the history of the documents have to be maintained. Whatever is happening in the testing process, everything should be tracked. The documents, any kind of changes that you're making, it should be stored in the project. Then security of these documents. The documents should not be used by any outsiders. And also, even within the team, you should not be able to modify each other's documents without authentication. You should be able to generate the reports to keep the track of the testing. These are some of the issues that we need to address. In other words, we need to manage our testing activities. The solution is Quality Center tool. So we have a Quality Center tool which has a main server here on which all the testers will be able to access the Quality Center server using their personal computers in order to create the test documents. So there is a Quality Center server, and all of you can access the Quality Center server using your personal computers. It could be the software testers in the team, it could be the developers in the team, it could be the test lead, or it could be the project manager. Everybody can access the Quality Center server. They can create their documents. Once the documents are created here, they are not only getting stored on this Quality Center server, but also they are getting shared among the different members in the IT project team. The defects can be reported on the Quality Center server. Once the defects are reported here, the communication is easier. The developers can view the defects, they can fix it up. QA can check the status, do the retesting. The history of the documents are maintained. Whatever changes happen to the document, everything is getting stored here. Now, this Quality Center server is protected with a username and password. All the members of the IT project team are given the unique username and password with which they can log into the Quality Center server. So all the documents are maintained here in a secured manner. The test lead and project managers can generate any sort of reports that they want so that they can keep the track of the testing process. So this is how the test management tools are organized. There are another subcategories of tools here called as defect management tools. And these defect management tools are specifically used in order to manage the defects, means for the defect reporting and tracking. For example, there is a Bugzilla tool, there's a Jira tool, or there could be any sort of inbuilt tools that is developed by the organization. So there are different kind of tools that are available for the defect reporting and tracking and then managing all the testing activities. So this is one category of tool. I can show you how the tool looks like. The Quality Center tool. As of now, I will just show you the sample, and then once you enroll in the QA course, we'll get it installed on your computer and we will do the hands-on practice on it. There is a question here from Rashid. Will you teach the Bugzilla and Jira? Not required, Rashid. See, if you learn one tool from one category, that would be sufficient, because testing is done as per the standards here. And if you learn one tool, the similar way you are going to use the other tools as well. Means with little bit of practice, you can use the other tools also. So I will show you the Quality Center tool first of all. Another question here from Rashid. Does it mean if I know the Quality Center, the Bugzilla you can learn by myself? Yes. you can do that, Rashid. If you know one tool, you can learn the other tools in the same category with little bit of practice. So there is a quality center tool here. I go to the start, QC Explorer, run as administrator, and we have our own quality center server available, which will be provided by H2K Infosys so that you can practice the quality center on our server. Once you enroll in the course, we'll be giving you the username and password for the quality center server. You need to enter the username and password and log into the quality center server. Bugzilla is not there, Rashid. We are teaching the quality center, right, which is much more high-end when compared to the Bugzilla. So do you see, participants, this is how other quality center looks like. This is the 10.0 version. There are different versions that are available actually. And then there are different modules over here. The requirements module will be used to create the requirement traceability matrix that I showed yesterday. In the test plan module, we create the test cases here. This is an example. Then in the test lab, we do the test execution and tracking. So here we test the test cases and then the results are getting updated. In case if any test case is failing, we report it as a defect in the defects module. So this is how the quality center tool looks like, and we will discuss it in very much detail in the QA course. Now the next one, participants, the next type of testing, you can say the database testing, which is done using the SQL. Now first of all, what is this database testing? We will try to understand. And in order to do the database testing, here in our QA course, we will use a tool which is called as Toad for data point. Now what exactly is this database testing? See, whenever you are transferring the funds between the same bank accounts, in the backend, there is a database of the bank. Database means this is a location wherein all the information regarding the customers would be stored. Whenever you make any kind of transactions here, there will be debit in the balance of one account and then there is a credit in the balance of the other account. Now, who will check whether these changes are happening in the database or not? Again, it has to be done by the QA. As a QA, you have to view the data in the database and then validate it, whether there's a debit happening, whether there's a credit happening in the balance or not. Let's say you're testing the Gmail sign up. So in that case, there is a database of the Gmail wherein we have all the user accounts available. So here we check whether the accounts are getting created, all the details that we have entered in the sign up application are getting added here into the database or not, we need to check. So this is called as a database testing. Now in order to view the data in the database, we need a language which is called as a SQL, and then we need the tools called as database management tools. For example, we have the Toad. You must have heard regarding the Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle Editor, SQL Plus. A lot of tools are available using which we can write the SQL queries and then view the database. Now in our QA course, participants will be using a tool which is called as Toad Data Point. So this is a Toad data point here. It comes along with the sample database. First of all, you double click and then get connected to the database, and then you can write the SQL queries. For example, select star from the table name, like let's say contact, run the SQL, and it will show you all the data that is available in this contact table. Means all the rows and columns in this contact table are getting displayed. You can validate the values. For example, you want to check whether the correct phone number is entered for the customer with the customer ID 5. So you can check your customer ID 5 and check the contact number. You can validate the data. So this is how the database testing can be done. Write the different kind of queries to get the specific information, and you can view and validate the data. Now in this QA course participants, we will see how to do the database testing, and we will have a look at the different kind of queries that can be written as a QA. Then comes the Unix and Linux operating system here. Now participants, in the real-time projects, there are systems and servers available. Now who will set up and manage these servers? In order to set up and manage the servers, we have the system administrators. In order to manage the servers in the real-time project, we have the system administrators. Now, not in all the projects, but in few projects, a QA may have to assist the system administrators in order to manage the server. So what is your role here? You will be given some script files which has the list of commands. You just have to run them. Automatically it will generate the log file which has the list of errors, and then you have to send it to the concerned person. So here you don't have the primary role or the major role to play, because we already have the system administrator. You just have to assist the system administrator by checking the errors on the server. Again, here you are not getting into the graphical user interface, means the front end, but from the back end you are checking the server if there are any errors. And how to run the scripts, and then what are the commands, everything will be decided by the system administrator. You just have to run it and then check for the errors. So this is the Unix and Linux. As of now, I will show you the command line operating system participants. For example, we have the command line operating system here in the Windows. We type CMD and then we can open the command line operating system here. Similarly, we have the Unix and Linux, wherein there is a cursor that is blinking. You will be getting connected to the H2K Infosys Unix and Linux server, and you will be writing the commands. So this will be for the demonstration purposes, wherein we will execute and show you the commands. There is a question here from Rashid. Stored procedure not required, Rashid. That kind of high-end concepts are not that much required for the QA. But again, in the real-time projects, you never know. Maybe in few of the projects, you might require the additional information. So we will also provide you the reference for the additional information in case if it is required during your real-time projects. Then the next one, participants, we have the automation testing tool, which is called as HPQTP, using which you can do the testing automatically using the software. So instead of manually writing all the steps, manually checking the result, all these steps can be automated using the automation testing. You might have heard regarding this automation testing and also the different popular tools. For example, HPQTP, it is a very popular tool. You must have heard regarding the Selenium. This also is one of the popular tool that comes under this automation testing category. Then you must have heard regarding the IBM rational tools. Even these rational tools are under the category of the automation testing tools. And again, all the testing tools will work in the same manner. You can use any of them. I will show you how the QTP works. We actually consider the latest version in our actual QA course, that is called as UFT. So what exactly this does? You have the application here, all right, the software that is developed, and then we automate the testing process, and then we are generating the scripts here which we can run any number of times that we want. This tool is used for the functional testing. This tool is used to automate the functional testing activities. Now, for example, manual testing is very slow, but then automation testing is much more faster when compared to the manual testing. And then this is more reliable because as a human, you might commit the errors while testing, but then the tools, once configured properly, they don't commit the errors. And whenever we have repeatable testing, for example, I want to test the same functionality with the different combinations of the data. Like we have the login, I want to test the login functionality by entering the different combinations of the username and password. We can use the automation testing. Then reusability. For example, we want to do the regression testing, functional testing, retesting on the same functionality. And when we want to do the different types of testing on the same functionality, automation testing tools are useful. You create the script once and then you can run and reuse it any number of times that you want. So these are some of the benefits, the main benefits of using the automation testing tools. And here we have an automation testing tool which is called as QTP. This also we will get it installed on your computer, participants, and we will see how this is going to work. In our actual QA course, we'll be going with a higher version, that is UFT. So this is how the QTP tool looks like, and then you can use it in order to test the software. It will automatically run and display the results of the testing. There is one more question here. What is the difference between HP QTP and Selenium? Difference is not much because both of them belong to the same category. Both of them are used for the same purpose, that is testing the software automatically. They are used in the same manner. You create the script and then you can run it any number of times. Now coming to the differences, participants, QTP is a paid tool, means you have to purchase a license if you want to use the QTP. From the HP company, you're supposed to purchase a license. But Selenium is a free tool and also it is an open source, means you can add the new commands over here. It's an open source. The difference in the programming language or the scripting language, here we use the Visual Basic scripting language, but then for the Selenium we have to use the high-end scripting languages like Java, PHP, Perl and so on. So these are the main differences over here between the Selenium and then the UFT tool. Now in this QA course, participants, we are covering the QTP tool. But if you want to learn the Selenium also, we offer it as a separate course which you can add it into the package. Then the next tool that we have is performance testing tool called as Load Runner, which will test the speed of the software. This is another category of tool which will check the speed of the software. And we call this as HP Load Runner. Now participants, as you know, when it's a particular application, for example the yahoo.com, there are so many functionalities over here and there are certain number of users who should be able to use the software. Now as per the client requirement, let's assume we should allow the access to 1000 users to access the software at once. Now all the 1000 users will not be using the software at once. The number of users might increase or decrease over the period of time. Now you should be able to test this kind of scenario. Test with the peak load means when the maximum number of users are using the software. You have to test the different scenarios. Practically, it is not possible that you can invite all the 1,000 users to your IT company for the testing. And also, it is difficult to assign the computers for them in order to do the testing, control them to generate this kind of scenario, and also generate the results. That is why we have the performance testing tools available which will test the software automatically for the performance. Then we have the next type of testing called as SAP testing, wherein we will consider the SAP based projects, how the testing is done. Then we have the web services testing, which will be done using the SOAP UI tool. ETL and data warehouse testing. Now this data warehouse testing means in the real time project there is huge amount of data that is available. For example, a bank. Regularly there are so many transactions happening, so many changes that are happening, and all these changes will have to get stored. And as and when the data in the database goes on increasing, it will start affecting the performance or the speed of the software. And that's why we have to take the regular backup of the data. We may have to transfer the data to the different location wherein the ETL tools will be used. So we have to check this data warehouse or the ETL process, and then this can be done using the Informatica tool. Then we have the mobile application testing. So this is getting very popular these days because there is a change in the trend. Now most of the people, instead of using the computers, they have started using the mobile phones in order to access the internet for the shopping purposes, for checking the online bank accounts, like we have the mobile banking. For the different purposes, people have started using the smartphones. And whatever software that we are developing, it should not just be compatible with your personal computers, but it should also be compatible with the mobile phone, the smartphones basically. And there are so many applications that are getting developed. Every organization, whenever they come up with a software, they also have the mobile application that is associated with it. Maybe it could be for the online shopping, or you want to communicate, like we have the WhatsApp. So we have so many different mobile applications that are getting developed. Now again, these mobile applications have to be tested. How to test them? We will train you in this mobile application testing sessions. So these are the different types of testing that we will cover along with the tools. Now participants, in order to process the huge amount of data, we have the concept called as big data and Hadoop concepts. These are getting very popular these days. That is why we have included this topic so that you can understand more about it. Then we will cover the core Java as well. Now what is the purpose of Java? Why you should learn it as a QA? Again, not for the testing purposes at least. Okay. You will have to, sorry, not for the development purposes at least, but you're going to learn this Java concepts so that you understand how the programming is done in the real time. This can be used for you in order to do the efficient testing. That's why we have included the Java concepts here. So participants, do you see? Is a big data? Yes, Vidya, this topic is also included in our QA course. Now, this is our QA course syllabus. Okay. So, do you see participants? All these different types of testing and testing tools are covered as a part of our QA course. In one single course, we are covering all these topics, which will take more than 100 hours for us. And all the sessions will be practical sessions. All the sessions will be project based with the real time examples. And you need not do any kind of preparation while you're joining for this course, because we have designed this course in such a way that we'll be starting right from the basics. The basics of software engineering and testing we are going to cover. That's why anybody from non-IT background or anybody who has a gap in the career, who want to make their career in this IT field, can go through these different topics here. They can enroll in this QA course. It would be suitable for you. And apart from this, we have the different services like we help you with the resume preparation, mock interview session, hands-on practice on the projects, and then the testing tools. These are the additional services that are provided. So participants, this is what we had to discuss as a part of today's session, wherein we had a look at the different types of testing that you got to do as a QA. There are some more different types which we will discuss in detail during our QA course, like the security testing is there, browser compatibility testing is there. We'll discuss them once we start with our QA course. Now participants, it's a time for your questions. You can ask the questions, any question for the concepts that we discussed in these 3 days. And before that, let me tell you the enrollment details. In order to enroll in our QA course, you have to call this number 770-777-1269. Or all the participants, you can write your email address and contact number on the chat box. I can have our training coordinators call you. So participants, whatever questions you have, please ask the questions on the chat box, and also please write your email address and contact number on the chat box for our reference. Let me check the questions meanwhile. So all the participants, please write your questions and also write your contact details on the chat box. Yes, Cooper, as a part of the Selenium course, we are also going to teach you the Java. Okay, we will teach you the Java as a part of Selenium course. So what you can do is you can enroll in our QA course. Along with this, you can make the BA project management as a combination, and then you can take the Selenium course as well, which you can make it as optional. So this is a course combination that you can enroll. This is our suggestion. Yes, big data and Hadoop concepts also are included here in this QA course. As much as it is required for the testing Vidya, we will cover. Do you offer the placement? Yes, we provide the placement assistance. Rashid, this IIT workforce, yes, it is for the hands-on practice, means after you complete your QA course, all right, now you start searching for the jobs. And while you're searching for the jobs, you require the projects, and that time you can approach the IIT workforce. So in the IIT workforce, we provide you with more projects, and also we will provide you the reference for the job placements. Yes, we offer the placement. And regarding the start date and price of the course, our H2K team will inform you. You can write your email address and contact number on the chat box, participants. Our H2K team will call you up to answer more questions from your side. They will give you the details about the start date and then the price, and also help you to get enrolled in our QA course. So this is what we had to discuss. Thanks everyone for attending these 3 days of the workshop that we conducted for the software testing, wherein we discussed all the practical aspects of how the software is to be tested and what are the different types of testing and the testing tools that we used.